to this beat.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you the gospel. Gamecocks every single day. Every single day, y'all. Every single day. May 31st, 2025. May is almost over. June is almost here. And for those who celebrate birthdays, got some cats who don't celebrate birthdays, but my birthday coming up, June the 5th is coming up. It's going to be lit. I can't wait for a big 5-0 for your man, Captain Will. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Hey, we got a good one today, y'all. And today we're gonna break it down like this right here. I've been hearing some things, and you know, if I hear some things, I got my ear. I got my ear to the streets. I got my ear in the barbershops. I got my ear, even though I don't really go like that, but I got my ear in the barbershops. And I heard some comparisons about some basketball heads. And the comparisons about some basketball heads is Taniah Latson, the next Dawn Staley. So I was like, okay, bet. How can I frame this? How can I talk about this? How can I let my folks know the thousands and thousands of subscribers that your man Captain will have? How can I let the plethora of folks know to discuss about this situation? And obviously, if you talking about the play of Dawn Staley, you some old heads. You some old heads. You talking about when Dawn Staley was rocking like this right here when she was doing her thing in Virginia. Your man Captain Will was in high school when she was winning All-American awards and ACC Player of the Year awards and all these different things. I was a junior and senior in high school. So we got some cats who've been rocking with Dawn Staley for a long, long time to try to make a comparison of Taniah Latson. But it also tells you how good Latson is to even be in the conversation, just a conversation of Dawn Staley, the player. I've said over and over and over again that Latson is not getting the love that she deserves as a player coming to South Carolina. I said it. I don't believe she's getting it. I always say Carolina love is different than everybody love, but we should be jumping up and down. We should be having some parades that Taniah Latson is here. I don't think she's getting the love that she is due. We got this prove it climate. We got this prove it situation where, yeah, you did it at Florida State. Can you do it at South Carolina? Yeah, you did it in the ACC. Can you do it in the SEC? Maybe that's it. Like, Taniah Latson is if the draft happened today, Taniah Latson would be picked 5th in the WNBA draft. Taniah Latson is very good at the game of basketball. Can she live up to the hype that she had at Florida State? Come to South Carolina, play in front of 17,000 fans regularly? Can she live up to the expectations that I have for sure gave her? I believe that she's going to play amazing basketball for South Carolina. I believe that she is an All-American for the South Carolina women's basketball team. The tutelage of the queen herself, Dawn Staley, is only going to make her better. Are the comparisons fair? Let's break this thing down. Since it's Dawn Staley month, and because she's everywhere, she's doing everything. She's on every talk show. She's on every. She just did a book signing yesterday in Columbia in front of 1,000 people. People waiting hours to get inside the joint. Dawn Staley, for in all intents and purposes, if you are measuring the best college basketball player, man or woman, and you marrying the best coaches, man or woman, there ain't no comparison. I'm just keeping it real. There is no comparison of Dawn Staley, the player, and Dawn Staley, the coach. Ain't none. There is no one who has done more on the collegiate level as a player and a coach than Dawn Staley has. If you haven't read the book, get the book. If you the listening type, get the audible version. She's narrating the book herself. Dawn Staley was the number one player in high school. Went to Virginia. Was the best player in the country twice. Got every accolade that you can name, every award that you could give someone in college basketball. Dawn Staley got it. Dawn Staley, during her junior year in college, got the NCAA most outstanding player, and they did not win the championship. Who does that? That's Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley was so special with the basketball. Yes, she is known for being the quintessential point guard, but Dawn Staley was also a bucket getter. Now, in the 90s, you don't play at this fast pace that you see in right now. You didn't have as many possessions back then as you have now. So in a lot of cases, the stats in this era of basketball are inflated because there are more possessions. But you break down Dawn Staley's junior year. Since the comparison in the barbershop was talking about, Latson's junior year at Florida State versus Dawn Staley's junior year. So I had to school some cats. I had to school them, let them know what's up. So Dawn Staley, first off, got you 15 points for basketball. Okay. 48% from the field. Shot 30% from three. She only shot like 2.5 3-pointers per basketball game. But she shot 30%. She shot 81% from the free throw line. She has average 6 rebounds per game. This is Dawn Staley. Y'all see how short Dawn Staley is. We talk about it, and I know I talk about it because Raven Johnson's my favorite basketball player on the South Carolina women's basketball team, about her getting rebounds. Dawn Staley averaged more rebounds than Raven Johnson, and she's shorter, substantially shorter. Dawn averaged 7 assists per game. 7 assists per basketball game. She averaged 4 steals per game. If you want to make a better comparison, this is what I told the cats. This is what I told them in the basketball. We compare and stuff. Don't make a comparison of Dawn and Taniah Latson. Don't do that. Different players. Different players. If you make the comparison, you compare Dawn Staley to, let me flip that. You compare Hannah Hidalgo to Dawn Staley. Very similar players. Very fiery. Hannah Hidalgo is the 1991, 1992 version of Dawn Staley. Real talk. Real talk. ACC player, this is her junior year, ACC player of the year. Naismith Award winner, meaning the best basketball player in the country. All-American. I already talked about the most outstanding player. She led the ACC in points per basketball game. She led the ACC in steals per game. She was second in the ACC in free throw percentage. I mean, she was special, y'all. She was special. That's a junior year. She was 13th in the conference in rebounds per basketball game. That is straight up crazy. That's crazy. Taniah Latson is going to be a terrific basketball player for the South Carolina women's basketball team. And her junior year at Florida State is one for the books. You talking about 30 minutes per game, 25 points, shooting 45% from the field, 34% from the three-point line, average 5 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 82% from the free throw line. Ooh, 2 steals, 1 block, 3 turnovers. You know, Cam, we got to talk about turnovers, 3 turnovers. She played exceptional basketball last year. Okay, she was first team All ACC, second team All American. This is why she should be talked about more and more and more. She was first in the country in scoring, 25.3 points per basketball game. She was second in the ACC in offensive win shares, 5th in the ACC in assist percentage. You know, we break it down to analytics, the assist percentage. She was 7th in the ACC in free throw percentage. She is now a Gamecock. 11th in the ACC in offensive rating, 11th in the ACC in steal percentage. She was a baller. She walks into the Colonial Life Arena day one as being the best scorer of the basketball that South Carolina women's basketball has ever had. Let me say that one more time. Taniah Latson walks in the Colonial Life Arena day one as being the best scorer of the basketball that South Carolina women's basketball has ever had. That includes Aja Wilson, the GOAT herself. That includes Aaliyah Boston, Zaya Cook, Destiny Henderson. The list goes on. Shannon Johnson. The list goes on and on and on. She is the best scorer that we've ever seen at the South Carolina women's basketball arena. The three-time national champions. She is special with a capital S and an exclamation mark at the end. You can add another circle and highlight it. She is like that. She's true. And we have her for one season in South Carolina. Alicia Gray, I'm sorry, because I'm mixing Alicia Gray and Kayla Davis together because their one season at South Carolina won the championship. Alicia Gray is killing the WNBA right now. Matter of fact, the Gamecocks in general are balling in the WNBA. Alicia Gray legitimately is a top 5 player in the WNBA during these 3 weeks of play. Top 5. Aja Wilson dominated last night. Tahina Pow doing Tahina Pow things. Aaliyah Boston is killing the game. She was 8 for 10 from the field. Gamecocks are everywhere. So when I say a statement like that, that should get everybody hyped in terms of the best scorer of the basketball. Taniah Latson with South Carolina. We needed that situation last season. Trust and believe her strengths as a basketball player, as a scorer. Come on. Unmatched. Do I believe she's going to average 25 points for South Carolina this upcoming season? Hell no. I don't believe that. At Florida State, she had the basketball in her hands all the time. She led the country in usage rate. It ain't going to be like that way in South Carolina. This is why This is why when I talk about players who have those high usage rates, I'm talking about Latson, I'm talking about Juju, I'm talking about Paige, I'm talking about CC, I'm talking about Hidalgo. I'm not talking about those players who has the basketball in their hands a lot, right? Georgia Moore for Kentucky, now in the W. It's different. With South Carolina, one, there's more talent. Two, the offense is going to look different from her than when she played 3 years at Florida State. But make no mistake about it. When things break down, she can get to the basket, averaging 7.8 free throw attempts per basketball game. But it will look different. Okay. It's not going to be dribble, one-on-one, take the shot, go to the basket. No, it's going to be some passing involved. But her stats will change. I don't believe she's going to average 5 assists in this upcoming season. I believe the ball will be more in Ravens' hands this upcoming season and the style of play that we have. I believe she's going to be more efficient. I mentioned that she averaged 3 turnovers per game. Okay, the reason why she averaged 3 turnovers per game and was 11th in the ACC in turnover percentage was because she had the basketball in her hands all the time. So she either made a play, was sensational doing it, or sometimes she had a turnover trying to make a play. South Carolina, where she was still, 11th in the ACC in offensive rating, which is great. That's great for her. I believe it's going to be much better at South Carolina. I wouldn't be surprised she's top 5 in offensive rating in the SEC. Wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. Playing with better players, playing, in my humble opinion, a better offense, got better coaching. I think she's going to be terrific this upcoming season. Her skill level, her ability to score, her familiarity with Raven Johnson is going to be terrific for this team. The sky's the limit for Taniah Latson. The floor for Taniah Latson this upcoming season is all SEC. That's the floor. The ceiling, you're talking about player of the year for her. I think the ducks are lined up. All the ducks are in a row for her to have an amazing senior season. Now that does bring some challenges. And the challenges that it brings is, okay, we saw what was missed last season. It was a scoring guard who can get to the basket and finish at the basket and create space and just score the basketball. We missed that. When things break down, we did not have a player that can get together and score the ball. We have that player now. Where she had an impact that Tahina Powell had when she transferred her first year from Oregon, when Powell shot 47% from 3, and South Carolina as a whole shot 39.5% from 3 and was 3rd in the country. Will she have that type of impact on the scoring route and the talent route? The question is for fans. The question for folks who love college basketball. You have two players in the transfer portal, because ESPN always does their things. Who in the transfer portal? Blah, 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 blah. Well, I mean, to me, it's obvious. South Carolina won the transfer portal. Is not even a question. Did we get a whole bunch of folks? And a lot of times ESPN look at the quantity versus the ultimate quality of folks. South Carolina got 2 players who will be drafted next year in the first round, potentially, of a WNBA draft. Like I mentioned earlier, that if it happened today, last one would be 5th, and Ogot would be 12th. That's called a serious talent infusion to this basketball team that was already littered with 5-star players. You are adding a All-American to this team, the best scorer of the basketball in the country to this basketball team. I don't care what some of these other teams did. I don't care if it's LSU adding these players. I don't care if it's UConn. I don't care. UCLA, Southern Cal, Notre Dame. I can care less about what these teams added to their basketball teams. What I do know is South Carolina added the best player in the transfer portal, who happened to be all ACC and an All-American to its roster. That can't go unnoticed. That is newsworthy. And I don't think they're talking about it enough. If Taniah Latson went to UConn, bet. If Taniah Latson went to LSU, where LSU is having purple parades with Malaysia Fulwiley joining them, what would have happened if they would have got her? What would have happened? Fulwiley is bursting with potential. Latson, been there, done that. Get all the trophies to show that. I think that the future for South Carolina with this young lady coming to Carolina, yo, the impact that she's going to have in this basketball team with the players that she already knows, the impact that she's going to have with her ability to score the basketball and have a very good assist rate, and can shoot the basketball 45% from the field, and can shoot the three at 34% from three, and can hit free throws at 82%. Oh, my goodness. Come on now. Like I mentioned earlier, this ain't about, to my homeboys in the barbershop, this ain't about comparing Latson to Dawn Staley. No. That ain't about that. Latson's going to create her own legacy in her 1 year at South Carolina. I mentioned before in an earlier show, it's going to take her 1/2 in the first game to show folks who the hell she is. It's going to take her 1/2 in the first game to show folks that she is better than Malaysia Fulwiley. And I love Malaysia Fulwiley. Dude, y'all been rocking with Captain Will. Y'all know I love Lay. I told Lay I love her. Told her family. She is terrific. But we talk about straight up basketball. Latson is a much better player at this point. Now, Lay could get there, trust and believe, but Latson is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And she's going to show up and show out at South Carolina. When she gets 30 points effortlessly, then she'll get the accolades that she deserves here on May 31st, 2025. Y'all better celebrate. Y'all better cheer it on. Y'all better represent and really show this girl some love during this off season. If y'all won't, I sure will. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will as I continue to bring the gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, J-Rock did this beat.